Hello folks, I'm Justin, here today with my co-founder David to talk to you about GoGoGrandparent. We're using on-demand transportation to help older adults age in place. Why transportation? Today there are 12 million seniors that feel trapped in their own home. Their public transit is unreliable, the cab companies are expensive, inefficient, or slow, and their friends or family live far away. For many, solutions like Uber and Lyft would be perfect if it weren't for two huge problems that are keeping these services at bay for older adults. And that's what GoGoGrandparent does. We help solve these two huge problems. The first one is technological accessibility, and the second is managing rides for older Americans. Let's talk about the first one. It's obvious. Today, there are 70% of people over the age of 65 that do not have a smartphone, and half of the ones that do have never downloaded an app before. So that's what GoGoGrandparent does. We help people access on-demand transportation services without a smartphone. People can call our phone number, press 1, and an Uber or Lyft will pick them up from their home. They can call our number, press 2, and a car picks them up where they were dropped off last, or they can press 0 to speak with an operator. This is my grandma, who was our first caller, using us for the very first time to get back from Coco's Diner. This is actually our very first ride. Now, if you're like me, you'll be surprised to know that 30 to 40% of our callers have a smartphone and have used Uber and Lyft before, but they are still paying GoGoGrandparent to help them use these services. And that has to do with the second huge problem, which has nothing to do with Uber or Lyft or technology. It has to do with aging and the way that aging affects our ability to use things. As you age, you start to miss stuff. It can be little things like my grandma not knowing that the car that's coming out to get her is too big, to big things like her not knowing that the driver canceled and that she's been waiting on a street corner for 30 minutes for someone that's never going to show up. And that is what GoGoGrandparent does. We catch the things that older Americans would otherwise miss. For example, we filter cars based on their size, driver's personality, and willingness to assist the elderly. We have special scenarios for people with ambulatory equipment and visual impairments. We monitor cancellations, lost drivers, and malfunctioning GPS systems. And at the end of the ride, we'll send text messages to friends and family, letting them know that their loved one got where they're going safely. Excuse me. Despite this, 1 out of 4 trips still require an operator to get involved, which means that if we didn't exist, an older adult would not be able to get home at least once a week. Fortunately, we do exist, and our solution is catching fire. What started as my grandma a year ago has grown to tens of thousands of people around the United States, using us to get from hospitals to hair salons. And the price that they're paying for our stewardship is 19 cents a minute on top of the cost of the fare, which is cheaper than a cab and significantly cheaper than hiring a caregiver. And though to date our solution has primarily been B2C, we've begun partnerships with hospitals and municipalities to offer our solution to fixed income and under-resourced older adults, bringing transportation to everybody. So in summary, GoGoGrandparent is using on-demand transportation to help older adults age with grace. We are running, we are working, and it is the most rewarding stuff I've personally ever done. Thank you.